Ashley, hi, Jim Delapine here. I want to give you some video feedback on making the background uh, more appropriate for a character to stand on. So let me just zoom out here. Okay, and then bring up my layers panel, which is out of view for you. So let me just do this. All right, so you basically need a ground for Fred to stand on. Okay, so Uh, just doing this straight across, you have a little bit of a shadow here. It's it's just not enough. Let's see what that is. Oh, I see you copied it and brought lowered the opacity like that. Oh, oh no, that's a black fill. Okay. Okay, that's a creative attempt. Okay, so that's interesting. So let me just try something. Let me show you something else. I'm going to control click on the thumbnail here, right here. And that puts a selection around all opaque pixels on that layer. Then I'm going to hide it. Then I'm going to go to my background layer and hit Control J. That will copy what was in that selection to the layer above. So you now have that. Okay. So now I'm going to hit Control T. So, oh, wait a second, Control T. Oh, that means that was way outside the viewing area. So let me just hit Control A. Okay. That's, that selects all. And then, whoops, go to organize my palettes here. And then go to image crop. So that crops out and deletes everything outside what we see here. So now I'm going to go back and control click on this layer thumbnail for the layer I just duplicated here. And then hit Control T, and you'll see there's a bounding box around that now. Now, instead of hitting Control T, what we're going to do is go to Edit, Transform, Perspective. All right, and now we're going to pull out from the bottom left or right bounding box. We're going to pull out to the left. Now you'll get what appears to be a dimensional floor. Okay, and then hit enter. Okay, and deselect. And now what you could do is you could show what you did here. All right, and note that it's now a better floor because it's perspective. But having gray here, having black and then lowering the opacity, let's try something else. Let's try multiply. That doesn't really seem to make too much of a visual difference. But let's, yeah, okay. So that served the purpose, okay? I'm not too crazy about how everything attaches, but you know what? You made it work, okay? I mean, I would suggest doing this, okay? This is another little, taking this here, the and candy cane, the blue one, and I'm going to bring this up to the top layer or above this, and I'll also do the same for the other arm, we'll call it, okay? Now what you can do is make these so actually you can bring it right over to the hole here, and there you go. Okay, that's all. Okay, there. So now it looks like it's going into the hole. Okay. Now you could also make a shadow to really further drive home the fact that this is coming out of there. And I think this is a much better approach. All right, so I'm going to stop here. I hope that helped. Take care. Bye. Chris, hi, Jim Delapine here. I want to give you some video feedback on this text treatment. Everything else looks just phenomenal. I love it. Now, the problem with the text is that I can't even read the name. Terrible Toys is clear, but Todd is not. So let's look at some solutions or possible solutions here. So I see you have it's on its own layer, and you have some adjustment layers that are clipping masks attached to that. But let's try something else. Let's see. You have um, I don't actually know if you had this a layer style. Let me just go in here again to the layer style and choose bevel and emboss. That will at least make Todd a little more legible. I'm going to remove the inner glow and then try the outer bevel. And note that also you could change the light source by spinning this dial. All right, so let's see what else we could do. We have an outer, you have an outer glow in there. Let's try a color overlay. This is set to dissolve. Let's get rid of that. And let's try, I don't know, if I click on the color picker, once you're in the color picker and you drag your cursor outside the dialog box, you can sample a color. So I'll sample this cape here. All right. So that picks up that color and I'll hit OK. And it's down to a very low opacity, so you can't really see it, but I'll just bring it up a little bit and hit OK. All right, so we have that. So now let's see what we can do with this. So I'm going to let's see here. I'm going to control click the use saturation, and then hold down the Alt. Let's see here. I'm going to merge these together. Okay, so Control E merges them together. All right, so now it's pretty much rasterized. You know, everything is kind of like merged into one, which means now you can edit this. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm just going to take the word Todd. I'm going to put a selection around. I'm going to put a selection around that. Where's my? What the heck happened here? Let's see here. Hmm. Yeah, my computer kind of froze up a little bit. So what I want to get is the lasso tool, so I could just put a selection. Let me just try this. Oh, I just want to create a selection and isolate the word Todd. All right, it could be any word, but all right. So now I have that, and now I'm going to take this and remove it from this layer and bring it to a new layer. So Control Shift J. Okay, so now it removed it from one layer and brought it to another. So it's Control Shift J. All right, so let me just bring back the background here and take Todd and just bring it up here. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to bring this all the way up to the top. Come on. Why? I'm doing this on my laptop here instead of my tower, so why is this a little different? Okay, so now Todd is in the front of everything. I'm also going to change the color here. So let me just double click and create a layer style color overlay, and I'll make that something a little, I don't know. You know, I'm just choosing a lighter color just so it stands out. I don't want that color, but just for the matter of time here. So I'll just do this and whoops. So I can do whatever I want with this. I can twist it, I can turn it, I can, you know, control click any corner and just do stuff to it if I want. Um, and I'll just do that and here. All right, and then what I can do is like maybe work with these drumsticks here and create something. Let's see. Let's create a. I'm choosing a color here for string. All right, so I'm going to create a new layer and do this on a new layer. I'm going to go to my paintbrush tool and I'm going to choose a very small. I'm going to create a string. I don't know how. Yeah, that's right. This is the right size. All right, so now I can choose to I'll click and then shift click up here. All right, and then I'll let go, and then do the same thing over here. I'll click and shift click here, and then to make it look like it's coming down. I don't know. I'm just trying to see what I can do here. All right, so I'm trying to connect this as a string, as if Todd's pulling this, obviously. So now what I could do is I'll make white my foreground color, and I will go to my paintbrush tool, and that's found here, and then I'll increase the size and decrease the increase the size. I'll go really big, and then decrease the hardness to 0%. Okay, so I have a very fuzzy edge. So now what I want to do is paint with white to make some part of the string lighter. Okay, so what I'll do is if I just click now, that's what happens. Okay, but if I lock the transparent portion of that layer, I can now, and let me get a bigger brush here, right bracket key, bigger brush, and now I can just click there. Just click here. So now I have a light and dark kind of thing going on. Yeah, okay, something like that. I'm just throwing stuff out there for you, options. All right, so I hope that helped. All right, Chris, listen, great job on this. Really, really, really good job. I haven't even checked your adjustment layers to see if they're clipped. Actually, I know that they were, and the channels you have that. All right, you are good to go. Fantastic. Okay, great job. I hope that helped. Okay, bye.